What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is January the 15th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data, it just had initial jobless claims, came in at 198, forecast of 212. So the market is actually taking this for face value because this is a fairly positive thing. And so the market's moving up because of that. So none of that inverse type of stuff for potential rate cuts down the line and so forth. So that was going to be kind of the big deal. In addition to that, New York State Manufacturing Index came in at 7.7, forecast of 1. So that was on point. Really shows that there's a lot of expansion going on. Currently, Fear and Greed Index is under the greed category, meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. Aside from the data, we also have had some pretty solid earnings coming out so far, more notably TSM. So I'll go over that in a second. And then we do have Trump really starting to adjust tariffs on some minerals. So the market's generally liking that as well. But getting right to it, futures are in the green. So Dow is up 0.04, S&P 0.62, NASDAQ up 1.19. So today is looking like it's going to be a pretty A-OK type of day. SOFI is up 0.34%. No news, no SEC filings. Shorts are increasing 185,000 shares during the pre-market, so they are getting a little bit more active. 9.42% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 116 million shares overall being shorted. Still see some signs of naked shorting, so there's more shares being shorted than on loan, so something to keep in mind. But for today, with it at 26.78, it is trading between this pivot and this S1, so 26.30 is going to be a strong support, and it's been tested 3 consecutive days in a row. So just watch for, again, 26.30. So if you're wanting to maybe dollar cost average, swing trade, just watch for that. And then 27.76 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And I don't really see that being on the table. So today, as long as they can stay above that 26.30, I think things should slowly progress a little bit higher. Moving on, NIO is up 1.75%. There was a lot of big macro data that's been coming out. And plus, China looks like they're being a little bit more open to NVDA. So that's, again, a positive. The market doesn't like any geopolitical issues. Everyone wants to work together. Right now, shorts are increasing 654,000 shares. So shorts are definitely very active with SOFI and NIO. 8.07% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 164 million shares overall being shorted, with it at 463, right above this S1. So in NIO's case, just watch for 461 to hold. If not, 451 and 435 is going to be support levels. So as I've indicated many times in my dedicated NIO video, shorts, their goal is to break it below key levels. So they want to try and break it below 461. That's most likely why they're really doubling and tripling down during the pre-market. Moving on, ticker is BNKK. So it is up roughly around 60%, give or take. And the reason is because of this, so strategic partner 10x. So good stuff for that. Market cap, on a side note, is 14 mil. So this is why you're going to see some pretty extreme moves. So this will be a good one for day trades. 5.36% of the free floats being shorted. So even though shorts have started to really double down, it's nothing too significant. DTC being at 6.23 days does really signal as well that shorts are rather overextended. So most likely they're going to throw a lot at this stock to try and kill the momentum. If they do fail within the first hour, then that could result in a little bit of a squeeze. Right now with that 444, it is above this pivot point. So 439 is going to be that key support. You really want to watch for it to hold. And if it can, again, within the first roughly 1 hour, then it's not far-fetched to assume 665 is potentially the next target. So this one will be a good one to day trade. Ticker is SIDU. Nothing really coming out for news, no SEC filings. Just going back over here, people's appetite for risk really increasing. This is why you're seeing a lot of people gravitate towards this stock. Aside from that, shorts are increasing 121,000 shares. 20.39% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 12.4 million shares overall being shorted. And then, yeah, cost to borrow is inching up a little bit from what it was. So 30.65%. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate. If you're wanting to trade it with a 415, it is between this R2 and this R1. 404 is going to be a strong support, and then 489. So if things really do heat up, then most likely you could see this being hit. So another stock to really add to your watch list. This one I think is, if you follow the technicals, and I've done videos on this stock in the past and they've been largely on point. I even did a Patreon post recently when it was at like $1.40, somewhere around there, signaling it was a buy. So this is why it's very important to kind of push away the BS, just follow the true data and the technicals and see what it's saying. So for today, just watch for 404. I know that might be very basic, but if you want, I can always do a more dedicated video, not on this channel, but probably under my trending stocks channel. But last but not least, TSM. So they are up 5.52%, and they had some pretty solid earnings all around. Shorts are returning a measly 259 shares. That is it. 0.06% of the free floats being shorted. Works out to be 23.7 million shares overall being shorted. So interestingly enough, DTC being at 2.01 days does really signal that shorts are overextended, but still is not heavily shorted at all. Aside from that, with it at 345, it is above all the key fib levels. So 341 and then 334 is going to be support levels. And then flip side, 358. Most likely that 358 is not going to be on the table at all for today. Maybe at least set the trajectory for it to hit that, but for today just watch for 341. Let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Definitely worthwhile to check that out. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.